Okay, so today is the day that we told the world about you having Lewy body dementia, and you saw the video for the first time today. And I wanted to do this so you would remember. When you saw the video, what was the first thing that you said?
What's up with my eyes?
The first thing you actually said was, "Is that what I look like?"
Oh, yeah.
And then you said, "What's up with my eyes?" And so, what did you think was different about your eyes?
I don't know, look buggy and spaced out.
So how do you feel about now knowing that everybody knows all of this and you're getting all these messages and everything? How does that make you feel? Is it weird?
I don't know. I don't want death messages. I just want to be me.
You are just you. All right, so people have kind of been asking us to continue to document a little bit of stuff. Are you willing to continue that a little bit?
Yes, I'm massa.
All right, well then that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
So hey guys, welcome back. So it's been a month since we did our official announcement of everything that's been going on. As you saw in the opening of the video, I recorded Jason the day we did that on his feelings about how all that went and everything. So now it's been a month. Do you have anything to add, like how you're feeling about everything?
No.
No. Okay. So I want to address just a couple things that I felt like happened that I wish didn't happen, but it does happen. Once some people found out, I felt like they wanted to treat Jason differently, and that I don't like that at all.
I'm just me.
That's right. He's still just him, and that choked me up. Don't do that. And some people suddenly wanted to baby him and act like he couldn't do certain things, and that's fine, but they don't really have the right to say. It's not their, I don't know how to even say this, it's not their problem, or we don't need their opinion. So I felt like that part was kind of difficult. I also think that a few people acted a little weird about finding out about this from a video instead of being told personally, but they're not really in our shoes, and can you imagine trying to explain this and tell this to every single person? That's just exhausting. So I don't know, we felt this was the best way to get that out there. Yeah.
It's like a Christmas card. Here's my annual update.
There
Good and the bad.
There you go. See, I totally agree with that. So as you'll see throughout this little video here, I filmed just a few things over the month. I'm not the best at it. And I also didn't want to make Jason feel weird, like suddenly I have the camera on. I got a few good little examples of some things that happened, but it's really hard unless I'm walking around with the camera all the time just to get the day-to-day things of what we go through. Okay, so I worked last night and I've been sleeping today, and we were just talking about dinner, and I was like, what have you eaten today? What did you eat today?
Nothing.
And why did you eat nothing?
I forgot.
So let's talk about the thing that you were most looking forward to this last month, and I think that you had a really good time. And what was that?
I went and did a class on paramotoring, which is, most of the time it's a backpack, but it's basically a parachute with a motor on it. And I went to a place that uses basically flying go-karts. So, because my knees couldn't handle running with a backpack, so I went with and did a bunch of rides with a guy, had a great time, learned a lot, and really enjoyed myself. It was I went with my daughter's father-in-law and a friend of his, so the three of us went down there and had a great time, learned a lot, and really had a great week.
Yeah, I was so excited. I had a lot of people who had a lot of reservations about him doing that, but like we kind of mentioned before in the first video, we still have life to live, and we have dreams to fulfill, and we're checking those off, and we don't have time to waste, so we're getting at them.
And did a lot of research. The guy went down and they did the training class and flew us around. Has been doing this he's a pioneer in the sport. He started 25 years ago, and Europe, and he manufactures a fantastic machine and did a great job. Had a great time and very safe. So
Yeah, we had some really awesome footage.
I deleted it.
You didn't mean to. We're not quite as tech savvy as we used to be. It was awesome. I have a little bit of stuff here. I'm gonna include it as we're talking, but darn, it was really awesome footage of Jason's instructor and him flying, and they had like a camera right on him, so I'm really bummed. So, but anyway, are you really glad that you went and did that?
Yeah, it was a really good time.
Yeah, he's gonna keep working on that and doing that. Let's be honest and let's talk about the other side of it. How exhausted were you from all that?
It took me a few days to get over that. That was a lot. It was a busy week.
Yeah.
And I got, the joking aside, we had, the other two guys were down there doing a build on their machines, and I was helping a little bit, but, you know, in the afternoon I would get tired, and one of the guys, Mark, had a great time with him, new friend, but he just sent a picture of me asleep in a chair in the shop, you know.
Yeah. And there were times where I talked to Jason and he was like, I had to go get in the truck and take a nap. Like, I just think that's normal, and I was really proud of him for doing that because he knows usually his limits, and if he gets too sleepy, yeah, that's not a good thing. So I'm glad that he went and he laid down.
As the person going through it, I am less aware of what's going on than your caregiver, because time will just blow by, and
Jason has not a big sense of time, I
Yeah.
feel like, at all. Yeah.
and I'm not talking like minutes or hours, I'm talking like days. Can just be like, oh wow, where did this week go? And not like, where did this week go like I was really busy, like, wow, where did this week go, and wow, I got nothing done, or I've done very little, or what I planned to get done, I've gotten, you know, nobody ever gets done what they were hoping to get done in a day, but when it gets down to, you know, what I was hoping to get done in a day, and the week's gone by and I've got maybe 5%, if 5%, and I was exhausted getting there,
Yeah.
that's,
And I think seeing that from the other side, that makes it hard for me. It makes me sad for him, just because if you knew Jason's personality, man, he was just a go-getter and just, we're gonna do this and we do that and then it's just, he was fast-paced. He used to be so exhausting to me. And now, yeah, you move about 1% of that speed. Like, yeah. So that part is definitely different, and that's okay. I would rather him use his energy on things that he wants to do, like going and doing the paramotoring, compared to things that he doesn't want to do, because it definitely won't get done. Yeah. For other people out there who are going through this, I don't know if you guys have experienced some of the insurance nightmares that we are experiencing. Yeah. Wow. I can't even describe to you guys the stress level of this. I don't know. Insurance companies just don't want to pay, and so then they just take situations that are already so difficult and they make it 10 times more difficult, and it's just, oh my goodness, I just don't even know how to deal with it.
oh, you mean you had a cold and sneezed when you were 14 years old and you didn't disclose that on your form? We would never have insured you because of that cold when you were 14, so we're going to go ahead and deny your claim because of that. That's literally where it gets to. They re-underwrite your entire claim, go through your entire life history, and then like, oh, well,
You didn't tell us
you
that.
didn't tell us you sneezed back then. Wow, if we'd have known there was a combination of a cold and a sneeze, man, you're a dirtbag.
It's true, though. They make you feel like you're trying to commit fraud or be just, and it's like, who even thinks of this stuff? 100%, who doesn't just get those medical questionnaires and half the time just be like, no, and you don't even think about it. Well, denied. So it's a headache, and my eyebrow starts twitching even thinking about it. So, if anyone else going through this has any suggestions or just what their experience was, I would love for you to share it with us, because it's nice to know. I don't want other people to be going through this, but I know there are other people out there going through this with us also. So, there's that. So, let's kind of talk about a few of Jason's just symptoms that he's had this month. And they're not really necessarily new, but I feel like, especially, and I think this might be part of being tired after coming home from the paramotor, the man's not talking much. Like, he talks, but not man, it's just so different. Jason was always a really talkative guy. And so I asked him about it. Look, I'm gonna get choked up because I start to get a little, I'm needy too. I have feelings too. And you know, we live as just the two of us now. And so if nobody's here to talk to you, it gets weird. So I gotta pull it together, hold on.
Well, so like not wanting to talk, and it's weird. Like for no reason, just normal conversation, and I even get irritated that she's talking to me. Like, stop making me talk to you.
Yeah.
And it's not, I mean, it's not like an in-depth conversation. It's something like, hey, what
do you want to eat for dinner?
What do you want for dinner? And it's like, stop making me talk. What do you want?
Yeah.
And there's literally no reason why I do that. I'm not even in a bad mood. I just want to be left alone, and that's weird.
Yeah, I think in more than anything, you kind of mentioned, I don't know if you remember this, because I kind of brought it to his attention, because it was kind of hurting my feelings, which is so silly, but he, it's exhausting. When you talk, you have to think about what's coming out of your mouth, you have to use your brain, and he says it's exhausting to think about what he's even going to say back, and so there's just times where he's just can't even think to talk, so that has been a little bit more this month and been a little more difficult. I did try and get on video and I wasn't successful. I got a teeny tiny bit. He was taking a nap in the chair and I tried to get his legs were going really good, and when I ran in I got the camera, because we mentioned the legs the last time, I wanted to show you guys, and then when I came back they stopped, so I didn't get that. I tried.
It was my spider sense.
Oh yeah, yes. We had a lot of fun people comment about how funny and witty Jason is. There is such a misconception that people think that they act like people who have Lewy body or Alzheimer's are always just sitting in a chair blank and never have no personality. That is so not true. That is so not true. And his personality like this can change from hour to hour. Mm-hmm. Like right now, I asked him to come film with me because I knew that he was doing really well right now. I was like, okay, this is a really good time. You are, yeah. And I know probably next hour he's gonna be taking a nap and he might not talk the rest of the day. This is how it could be, but I don't know. I don't like how people have a misconception about how.
If you working or dealing with someone with this, just treat them normally. My friends talk to me normally. We cut on each other just like, don't cut me any slack and I won't cut them any slack. I don't want any special treatment or different treatment. If I can come up with a witty comeback to somebody, I will do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that. That is another thing that goes along with the talking. So if Jason goes and he interacts with people for a while, like say he goes next door and he visits with the neighbors for an hour or something, that's about all you have to give, isn't it?
That's my activity. Mm-hmm. I will get tired.
Yeah. He'll get tired, and that's pretty much his activity for the day. And I don't expect a lot more out of him after that. That's about it. So anyway, other than that, I filmed a little bit. I lose Jason in the store all the time. He either has a tendency to focus in on one area and be there forever, or the next thing you know, if we are in a store together, he's off wandering around and I don't even know where he's at, which is typical for a lot of men. But in this little clip I want to show you, I showed it to Jason and I don't know, did you get it when I was showing it to you? No? So I came up to him, and I'll show it now. I wandered around the store looking for you everywhere earlier.
What's that got to do with the phone?
So as you can see, those are the kind of responses that I get a lot of times, that he doesn't realize what he said didn't go with what I was saying. And it's because, if you notice, he looked at me holding the phone, and so his brain thought phone, And so he said, what does that have to do with the phone? Which is not even remotely anything of what I was even saying or doing. And so he has no idea that that's what he does all the time. And so a lot of times what he says doesn't go with the context of the conversation. And that was part of the reason why I wanted people to know about this, because he does this in front of other people and doesn't realize it. And I used to feel embarrassed because I used to think, they're going to be like, what the heck is he talking about? So, anything to add to that?
Yeah, so better to keep your mouth shut and appear to know what you're talking about than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
This guy, never a dull moment. Alright, well, I think that covers about everything. We were going to kind of update everyone and just let everybody know how things have been going. And we really appreciate all the support that we received after the last video. It was very kind, got so many messages. It was just unbelievable. So Jason doesn't really get on his Facebook very much anymore, but I want you to know that I got choked up again. Every single message that was written for him or written on his Facebook or mine or YouTube, anything, all of it, I read every single one of it to him. So
I read none of them. And I still haven't gotten on my Facebook in who knows how long.
He hasn't even got on since then. But I want you to know that I have passed all the messages along, and we've both been very appreciative. So thank you guys so much for your continued support. And we will see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And yeah, there's something else, but I don't know. Instabook famous.
The ring-a-ding bell.
Oh, the ring-a-ding bell.
Bye, guys.
YOLO.